So you might be asking now, how in the hell does a plugin make one graduate? Well, you know, usually you pick a project when you try to graduate college. You usually do a case study or you research something and then you report on that case study or research. But there's also a choice to do a project and you report on the development of that project. And so naturally, because I'm an audio geek and I like to program, what other is there to do except to, of course, code a plugin? So I coded a plugin. Let's see what it can do. So what we have here is a plugin called TextMorph. What it basically does, it changes the input audio's waveform in real time based on these algorithms right here. And usually for experimental sake is to first just enable at least all these 5, or maybe not distortion, but these 4. Pitch mod, phase mod, frequency mod, and ring mod. And then maybe you might have a basic sine wave like I have set up here. If we now start inputting text, for example, let's type in 6769420. Now if I start playing the sine wave, it sounds like this now, because it matters what you type in the text field. So the same sine wave here, with the same algorithms turned on. If we start changing the text, the output signal also changes in real time. What we can also do is we can test what Noise Mod 1 does. Let's change the text again. We can also just play with the input knob as well, because that also changes the timbre of the output signal. And keep in mind, all this can be done from a single sine wave. So of course you can use a different audio source if you want to. That's pretty good. Let's type in some text. It kind of have this like big crushy distortion effect. Then there's adjust symmetry, which basically just shifts the waveform to unipolar instead of bipolar. And that also changes the timbre of the output. Then there's Noise Mod 2, which right now is just basically a vinyl crackle type algorithm. So as you can see, you can use this for a good amount of sound design options, but it's not finished yet. I've got some other features lined up to this as well. And you might have a question about this part right here. You can save all these strings. You can just click save, and you can save as many of these strings as you want. If this goes over the border, you can just scroll. If you can't come up with random strings, you can also click generate. So what else can we do with this plugin? What I've sometimes used as a sound design trick with this plugin is I've used the mic, booted up on a channel where my mic is routed to, and then I've just started banging on any components on the mic here. Maybe the pop filter or the screen behind or the mic itself. And the impulse from even lightly tapping any of the mic components starts doing magic, especially if you have Noise Mod 1 turned on, because of the hypersensitive input signal pickup. It also, of course, it works with the other algorithms as well, but I've personally liked using the Noise Mod 1 algorithm with either all these other algorithms turned on or off, but Noise Mod 1 is pretty nice with this mic trick. If you don't have any text here, it still works as a bypass. So if you don't have any text, at that point it does nothing. So now if I increase the input volume, up, and then let's start lightly tapping on some mic components. My God, did you see how lightly I tapped it? Let's try another one. If you want the whole effect to be a bit more tame, just disable noise mode 1 and it's much more controlled right now. Even though it still sounds kind of crazy, but now you can actually turn the input audio to full. I maybe have to include a warning or something on noise mode 1 because just listen to the difference in like distortion and stuff like that when I turn this. Because it's so sensitive that if I don't speak, it starts picking up the ambient noise from around my room, like something from the computer or the fridge or something. So that's basically what it's capable of now. I will now include a demo clip of me doing a trick with a feedback loop on my laptop. So for those who don't know, basically a feedback loop is when the microphone is constantly taking in its own audio from the speakers due to the speakers being too close or not like angled properly. The microphone starts taking in the audio from the speakers, which ends up amplifying the sound from the microphone and so on and so on and so on. But with this plugin, we can use the feedback loop to our advantage. Let's type in some text here. You can cause some boom boom. But why? I mean, that's pretty cool. So there you go. By the way, this is what the actual UI is supposed to look like. I just have not gotten the textures on the in and out gain knobs to work on VST form just yet. And these gain knobs might be one of my proudest moments because look at the transitions when I put this form. It's now at 0. So if I turn these to 100. Look at how cool that looks. That's pretty much it for this video. If you want to see more content like this regarding this plugin or music producing in general, or even car content, I also do car content at the moment, maybe consider subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.